Hello and welcome to this new analysis where with you Amine Ammor we're going to talk about what happened yesterday between Liverpool and Manchester City. We're gonna be honest, we're gonna focus more on City than Liverpool because I'm much more interested in what happened in the pressing of City because that's what will allow us to understand what then makes Liverpool better on the second half. Here we're going to see the shape of Manchester City playing with a 4-4-2 wide, defending, as you can see on my magic board, and Liverpool, of course, always with this shape of 4-3-3. Manchester City, while attacking, it was more a 4-4-1-1. So not more. So Silva playing as a second striker. Some would say number 10. For me, it was more second striker than a number 10. But this is my point of view, of course. Now Liverpool was playing with a 4-3-3, and what they was making while in the build-up, as you can see here, here Aguero and David Silva was pressing also the players, and another player was on the other side preventing to play sometimes to Henderson or completely on the other side to prevent the switch of play. And here what happened is one of Bernardo Silva or Fernandinho was coming to Henderson. More Fernandinho than Bernardo Silva. Why? Because the impact of Fernandinho is not the same impact of Silva. So here reducing the space. And while they were successful, Liverpool, into getting to the other phase of play after the build-up, here City was installing a mid block, and those two now will try to with the fourth player with Mahrez, Bernardo with Bernardo Fernandinho on the left center midfielder side. Here Sterling to make the space as small as possible for the three lads of Liverpool. So the space of creation for those three will not be as big as possible for those three. So that's why those two here tried to control, and they did it well. Because to be honest, on the first half, I didn't see that much Salah, I didn't see Mane, I didn't see Firmino. So they did good actually to make here the job of the fourth of the fullback, the four centre backs and the fullbacks really soft. Nothing is soft, of course, in the high level, but and in football in general. But I mean, it was more easy than usual. So Manchester City controlled with this pressing, with this idea of pressing also. What I saw also when the build-up of Manchester City, of course, the shape of three with sometimes with more Walker than more often, yeah, Walker than Mendy. So here Laporte and Stones were playing the build-up. Sometimes Mendy coming here in the midfield, as you know, to control the counter-attack, but not also that, to make the space of Liverpool narrow, to make this block of Liverpool more narrow, to make this Sterling comfortable in situation where he will be in 1v1. Same in the other side, this idea, but more here on the left side of Liverpool. So the right side of Liverpool, so left side of Man City. What we saw then, what really amazed me personally, it was the freedom that was given here, that had been given to Fernandinho and Bernardo Silva. What we saw here is that Fernandinho was coming here. You can imagine on this between the lines, because he was having the space. He could drive the ball. Nobody was really making him having a difficult day. Yes, sometimes Mane pressed him, sometimes they were fighting, but what I saw here actually is always this easiness to find Sterling on the side, Mendy to exploit the space here on the line, and Silva coming, Aguero, of course, always balancing. If Fernandinho would have such freedom, Fernandinho, sorry, if Fernandinho was having here such freedom, it's because Bernardo was covering, but also the job of Mahrez covering with the three here. Walker not getting involved directly. It was a progressive. He made a progressive overlap. So Mahrez, why here? What really amazed me is that why I choose to play with Mahrez, not with Leroy Sané, because we know that Mahrez is used. He came from a counter attacking team, which is Leicester, so he can he have the tactical awareness to make the movements here while not having the ball, or cover, or making some resting defense sometimes, or coming quickly from the other side to make the difference, and he made it. We saw Mahrez yesterday. He made the difference here on his side, on the other side, coming then with Bernardo Silva with a balanced style. Sometimes Silva was coming, but it was more Aguero. What we saw here on the other side, before speaking also about this, is that we saw here that we have the overload in this active area of City. We have the overload, so we can have quickly the ball and we can play from the back, as I told. The role of Silva was amazing, coming between the lines. He did really good. So tracking back defenders, not playing Silva in the midfield, allow actually the defenders of City to have more time on the ball and allow to have more spaces while playing. So this actually was very interesting. But this freedom of Silva and Fernandinho in the second half was at the same time the strength and the weakness. So in the second half, City continued with the same idea, making the space as much smaller as possible for those three, so they can't reach anymore Salah. They changed a little bit actually. Fernandinho was not coming anymore to Henderson, and it was more Silva who was pressing Henderson, because now the energy is not the same. Playing every 3 days is not easy. Playing with the same players is not easy. So here they have to periodize, I would say, their efforts, and so they did. And Silva was more pressing Henderson. Aguero, it's difficult. So as I said, this freedom was the strength and the weakness. Why? Because now if Fernandinho would have the ball, drag the ball to have it between those lines, he would be very far away from covering Mendy, who is always taking the line. Always Mendy was taking the line, so it will be more and more difficult for Fernandinho to come and cover. Sterling was far away, so Sterling was changed actually by Leroy Sané, and also we saw that Aguero was changed also for Jesus. Why that? Because as you know, he couldn't just do the job of the pressing. He was really tired in doing the job of the pressing. So Fernandinho is far away. Mendy is far away sometimes. So Gomez and Salah exploited very well this side of City, actually, this left side of City. So the danger was there. Salah was always trying to combine with Sterling, who entered the place of Firmino, playing the cheating position, not actually a striker, just as Firmino do, but much more coming between the spaces to make some hesitations and to make the spaces bigger. So that's when Liverpool was brilliant. That's when Liverpool had much more chances than City, but they didn't get the best of it. Of course, sometimes City did well also in reducing the space. They managed to do that, but not much as more as the first half. The first half of City was just brilliant. The second half, I think they were missing a lack of energy They were missing some variations, and they were missing the energy to make those variations, because they know we know that City is maybe the team with much more, with the most variations in playing and more offensive animations in Europe. So just to say, Gomez was brilliant. Salah was brilliant. That allows Liverpool to have much more the ball. They could have done much better, but at the end, this is, yeah, there was the penalty of City, missed by Mahrez. Yeah, so this has happened, but the most important here, as we, if we can just make a comeback. If I'm going to talk before finishing this video about the corners, I didn't see much risk from both sides, and I didn't see risks in the side of City. And in the corners, only 5 players were there, and in fouls out of the box, of course, not penalties. So the self plays which were in from the sides, from the wings. This is set plays which were from the wings. Sometimes Liverpool installed 7-8 players on 7-8 players as one line, which is very dangerous. This is the work of the video today. The work of the video is very important, because we saw every time City was having this intelligent combined play, which is Laporte always coming between, let's say, 6 players here, and let's say they made 3 only on the other side, sorry. So let's say here there's a present, only 1 player, and the overload is on the other side. So City were really intelligent in playing this. So we play the ball, we play the ball. If Laporte can make the switch, then it could be dangerous. If not, we still have the control of the midfield, and we still have the ball. So I think was very intelligent. But in the corners, we didn't see much risks from both sides, and City also. So that was my analysis of the match. I hope that it was good for you. It was with you, Amine Ammor. Thank you very much.